You spend more than, say, 15 minutes, you'll never have kids again for the rest of your life. You spend 7 minutes or so, maybe less, you'll be sterile for a few months. If you spend 3 or 4.5 minutes or less, you will only have women children should you decide to procreate.
Oh, wow.
And the reason is because the Y-bearing, the sperm, Y-bearing sperm is weaker than the X-bearing sperm, which means God meant that women are stronger than men. Proof. I kid you not. Research it. Or at least...
That's it.
Sorry, on that note, everyone's like looking at me like I'm strange. Okay, I'm not saying God's a woman, but I'm just saying that, if there is, higher power, women, for whatever reason, are more valuable in nature because it's more important that the women survive than the men. I guess, you guys make up your own reasons, but it's just a byproduct of nature. On that, I'm going to shut up.
And, and if women go around buying a bunch of high-powered transmitters... Well, they should have about 8 minutes left, the Robo-Buffs. This is excellent.
So what you're saying, never mind. The point in fact, if you're ever anywhere in the Navy or you're working around, communications equipment, you feel warm for any uncertain reason, like a part of your body, you don't want to get out of there because there's sometimes we have stuff laying around that's it shouldn't be pointed at anybody, but if it's turned on and it radiates, then you radiate it, and there you go.
Well, that was one of the advantages of being in the Navy. It was metal ships. The antennas were outside. And,
unless you're outside,
well,
radiation propagates. Now, it turns out the best frequency to communicate is 2 megahertz. Actually, at 2 megahertz, if at 12 miles, the Earth's surface actually curves. And so, if you get further than 12 miles, you're actually below the horizon. At 2 megahertz, you can actually send a signal which will begin to turn around the curvature of the Earth. And that's ideal for people that are, if you're lost at sea. But the problem with 2 megahertz, do the math. The antenna is humongous. I mean, speed of light is equal to lambda times frequency. Do the math, and half lambda is the size of half a dipole. And that makes for one big antenna. So most people have a coiled up antenna, which doesn't do as well. But hey, in a pinch, it does better than any other frequency.
Be about.
It's a quarter.
A wavelength to be. It is.
All right. So that's a quarter of what? 25 cents.
Yeah, it's funny when you said that. I was trying to work it out. It was like one wavelength was 200 meters. And when you said a quarter, I was going, no, that wouldn't be right. Gotta watch the screen.
There's 25 cents. There's it's like there's 2 cents and there's no sense and there's nonsense and there's what we're doing right now, which is falling in the last category. Normal people are actually getting ready to go to bed right now. I know my wife's probably tucked in watching her favorite CSI movie. I wish I was there with her. I love being with you guys, but this is late, man. You guys are not normal. You should be asleep doing your math.
Well, the people in Scotland are just getting up about now. It's the early risers.
That's right. I used to sleep on my math homework book at night because if I get tired and I couldn't sleep, I start doing my math homework and I fall right back asleep again. It's a good cure for that, insomnia.
I think that was the problem. It was losing connection somehow. I got it.
If you're interested in working for NASA or any one of the high-end science organizations of the government, do your math. Make the math your holy grail because you want to get straight A's in the math from like the age of 3 all the way up until 30 when you finish your math courses and graduate with your PhD. Some of you might graduate as early as 29, maybe, but kidding. And also for those young women and men, no dating until you've done your math homework. My parents had a strict rule: you cannot leave the house until you finish all your math homework. Actually, I made the part about my parents, but I'm serious. No math first. Really?
I was going to ask you, did you ever go out anyway? But never mind. You might not want to get into that.
No, we're going to steer clear of the subject for us tonight. But I'm just going to say that dating does interfere with your math focus, and so study hard, do your math, and wait. No dating until you're 30 because we want you to get that PhD in math and physics and science. The kids are looking at me like I'm an idiot, so I'm going to be quiet again.
Hey, speaking of sponsors, Phoenix Analysis and Design Technologies. That was one of our sponsors.
Woohoo!
And for those that were out in the pit area, he was the guy that had that machine. You pour the plastic in the top, and out comes your three-dimensional part.
Oh, wow.
That was cool.
I thought that was taffy.
Modeling and stuff.
No wonder it tasted so bad.
It was horrible tasting, wasn't it?
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, that might be a good marketing thing. An edible carburetor or something.
They've made that before. They've got those little things you buy that's shaped like food and
Shaped like food.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's outlawed by now.
Yeah. It's in
Anyway,
the 60s.
the guy does product sales, engineering services, product development, and they're getting into making biological devices, whatever that is. So there's a guy who's just expanding.
And he obviously did his math, so you know.
He did. So kind of like what we're doing here, he's making money on. I mean, that's his career.
So
That's his business.
when I was looking at who I was going to marry, you know, my wife, I asked her what grade she got in calculus, and she was kind of felt bad. She only got a C in calculus, but you know, you got to think about your kids. You want to make sure that everyone does calculus and everyone does all the hard math, so that way that your kids will be able to do math. You'll be born with the ability to do math, and they won't have to actually go to college like we did. Not kidding. All right, tough crowd.
Well, so many degrees, though. I mean, whether it's business or marketing and, you know, whatever. They use your math classes as sort of the gatekeeper, whether
Yeah,
they want to mess with you or not.
it's all about the math.
You have the math background, hey, we can teach you business. You don't have the math background because you didn't want to do it or it's too hard. Well,
Yeah, I have
Maybe.
more proof that women are smarter than men because my wife runs the house and I can't win any arguments anymore. So, but she got a C in calculus, so that is not really helping me too much. And, hey, so just because you get an A in calculus doesn't mean you can think about everything.
no. But it means you can persevere and get the job done.
My wife is watching this right now. Hey, baby, I love you. She's like, oh, okay, wait till you get home. TV dinners for you again. All right. What are they doing now, Alan?
I don't know. I've been trying to follow it, and I can't. They've been on the bottom quite a bit. I think the only things on the bottom are the bait canisters. They're, stall for a moment. Let me run through the lines here, make sure if I'm not missing something.
No, you're missing something, all right, and so am I. But that's the part of our brains that we've lost, and we can't retrieve that. So, as you say, you were in the Navy, right? You were in the Navy.
Yeah, I was.
So I was in station with the Navy. I can tell you I was radiated, so that part of my brain's been destroyed, will not be returned. But for those of you who are youngsters, get out there, make sure you have lots of lead clothing on when you work with the communication equipment, and make sure the power switch is in the off position prior to that. And also, most importantly, do your math homework before you go out. Sorry.
Okay, I'm running through the scoring things, and I can't really find anything where you earn points at the bottom, except for one of the bait things around the bottom. And I'm looking through here. The rest of them are the flipping the switches, but they're up on the walls away. Retrieving the eggs, that's on the, and all that stuff, that's up on the nest. And the targeting that we saw the first time, you got to kind of go out in the middle of the pool, and that's up of it. So I don't know. Now, they may have dropped something, and you get penalty points if you leave anything in the pool. So they may be trying to pick something
Nuclear
up.
waste. Hey, Santa Maria, are you out there? Maria,
Hey guys, if you can, just pull it up by the tether.
I would like tell us what they're doing, Maria. I would like to see.
Hi, Maria. Do you have any? Can you kind of tell us what the team is doing?
Well, they're looking for their switch, but apparently the kelp is getting in their way and they can't find it.
Okie dokie. So they're searching around.
Yes, and the kelp's getting in the way and they have a little less than 5 minutes left, so they're trying to hurry up and find that switch so they can get back.
Okie dokie. Do you know how much time they have left? We were figuring they're down to the last few minutes.
I think it was like 3 or 4 minutes.
Okie dokie. Hey, well, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
No,
Love that shirt.
I mean, now, I'm really curious. What is the origin of the word okie dokie? Does that come from Oklahoma?
You know, I'm trying to think. I was born in San Francisco. We all say okie dokie. I don't know. I think we do.
I was born on a small ranch, horses and cattle, and we don't say it. And I was in the San Jose area, right near you.
You were. You don't say okie dokie?
No, we. Yeah, moving on.